The Clock of Nations, Rochester's timekeeper of culture, past and future. A clock, a city, a vision. In the heart of Rochester, New York, there once stood a place where time didn't just pass, it performed. The Clock of Nations, a towering, whimsical structure located in Midtown Plaza, wasn't merely a timepiece. It was a storyteller, a traveler, a symbol of the city's cultural soul. For generations of Rochesterians, it was a magical part of their daily lives, chiming each hour, unfolding miniature worlds from across the globe, and playing the music of faraway lands. It wasn't just a mechanical marvel. It was the emotional heartbeat of a plaza that dared to dream big. If you love untold stories, nostalgic places, and hidden gems across the U.S., make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next journey through time. The making of Midtown and the clock that defined it. Back in 1956, Rochester department store owners Gilbert J.C. McCurdy and Morris F. Foreman saw the writing on the wall. Suburban malls were on the rise, and downtowns across America were beginning to fade. But instead of surrendering, they leaned into a bold idea: bring the best of the suburbs into the city. That idea became Midtown Plaza, the first indoor urban shopping mall in the United States, officially opened in 1962. Designed by Victor Gruen, the visionary architect behind the modern shopping mall concept, Midtown Plaza wasn't just a place to shop. It was meant to be Rochester's town square, with fountains, an auditorium, art installations, a sidewalk cafe, and even a monorail gliding above the concourse. Midtown was a community hub like no other. At the center of this grand experiment was the Clock of Nations. Designed by Peter Miller Monk Associates of Pittsburgh and brought to life by artist Dale Clark, the clock featured 12 rotating displays, each representing a different nationality or cultural tradition. These weren't chosen at random. They reflected the vibrant, diverse communities of Rochester at the time: Japan, Scotland, Puerto Rico, Ireland, United States, Nigeria, Israel, Germany, Canada, Italy, Poland, Thailand. At the top of each hour, the clock would burst into life. Lights flickered, doors opened, mechanical scenes rotated into view, animated figures danced or moved, representing traditional folk celebrations from each nation. Meanwhile, folk music from the featured country filled the air. Crowds gathered, children stood on tiptoes, families paused their errands to watch this small but dazzling spectacle. And for many Rochesterians, those few minutes, each hour, became a cherished ritual. The clock became especially beloved during the holiday season. Midtown Plaza would transform into a winter wonderland, with elaborate decorations and the famous indoor monorail, introduced in 1968, which gave kids a magical ride above the concourse. It wasn't just a shopping trip, it was a memory in the making. The clock stood proudly not only as entertainment, but as an educational symbol of multiculturalism, long before such ideas became widely popular. Some even say it may have inspired elements of Walt Disney's Epcot, as Disney reportedly visited Midtown Plaza during Epcot's conceptual phase. The decline of a dream. But like many icons of mid-century optimism, Midtown Plaza eventually faced the cold winds of change. In the 1990s, Rochester's downtown began to struggle. As suburban shopping malls expanded, foot traffic in the city dwindled. The closures of major anchors like McCurdy's and B. Foreman Cowers in 1994 marked the beginning of the end. Wegmans, a local favorite, also pulled out in 1995. By the year 2000, Midtown Plaza had filed for bankruptcy. In 2008, the plaza officially closed to the public, and by 2010, the structure was demolished as part of the Midtown Rising redevelopment project. The Clock of Nations, once the star of the plaza, was carefully removed, but its future was uncertain. The return, and the hope ahead. And here's the part that surprises many. The Clock of Nations is coming back. While Midtown Plaza is gone, its spirit is being revived. The city has made plans to reinstall a restored version of the Clock of Nations in the redeveloped Midtown area. returning this treasured artifact to its rightful place at the heart of the city. Portions of the original clock, including some of the 12 dioramas, have already been preserved and displayed at the Greater Rochester International Airport, delighting travelers and rekindling memories. But now, the vision goes further. Rochester wants to make the Clock of Nations a centerpiece of its modern identity, a bridge between past and present, nostalgia and innovation. It may not look exactly the same, and the technology may be upgraded, but the goal remains to celebrate the city's cultural diversity and bring people together. Imagine standing once again in the heart of downtown, hearing folk music from around the world, and watching children light up as the miniature scenes come to life, just like they did 60 years ago. Why it matters now more than ever. The Clock of Nations matters not just because of what it was, but because of what it represents. It's a symbol of inclusivity, long before it was a buzzword, innovation in both design and purpose, community in the purest sense, a place where people came together not just to shop, but to learn, dream, and connect. In today's world, where divisions often dominate headlines, a clock that celebrates the richness of different cultures feels more important than ever. Rochester isn't trying to relive the past. It's honoring it, learning from it, and letting it shape the future. A clock still ticking in our hearts. For anyone who stood beneath the Clock of Nations, the memory doesn't fade. The music, the motion, the magic, it lingers, waiting for its next moment. Now, that moment is coming again. Midtown is rising, the clock is returning, and Rochester is proving that time, when used well, can bring the world together, one chime at a time. If you love untold stories, nostalgic places, and hidden gems across the U.S., make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next journey through time.